Here we presents the top 5 best integrated amplifier. Starting of our listed number 5. Marantz PM8005 Integrated. I was in my busiest week of the semester when I suddenly received a message from my friend in Malaysia. He was interested in building his own 2-channel speaker system and asked me if I can recommend him any. We were discussing it for a while and he ended up with Marantz PM8005 because he had the chance to listen to PM6005 and love it. PM8005 is a more capable amp and he decided to go with that and send it directly to me for review with my system. I have the opportunity to use the amp for roughly 4 months before I send it to him back in May this year. He also sends me a 2-channel speaker KF-Q350 for the same purpose. But, I'll write a separate post on the Q350. Now let's dig how good this amp is. I received the amp from my friend for the sole purpose of review. I do not own the amp or affiliated with Marantz by any means. This is my honest review on the amp, but my personal preferences might influence the review. However, I will clearly state it when that happens. For more information and price, check out the product links and description. Coming in at number 4 of our list. Sherwood RX 4500 A200W. Years ago, just after graduating college, my first big purchase was a receiver, turntable, and speakers. I eventually added a better turntable, a cassette deck, and finally a CD player. Over the years, I replaced all my vinyl albums with CDs and pared my components down to just a CD player, my receiver, and speakers. Finally, I replaced my CDs with audio files and got rid of the giant speakers and my other components and just used an iPod. That worked fine, and I somehow just made do with headphones and computer speakers for many years. When Sherwood offered a receiver to the gadgeteer, I didn't really think about asking to review it, because I still don't have components to connect to a receiver. Then I finally noticed that it was the RX 4500 A200W FM stereo receiver with a Bluetooth, and I realized I could use it with my iPhone, iPad, or even my computer to stream my music files for listening on real speakers again. The Sherwood RX 4500 A receiver is an audio receiver. It doesn't have HDMI jack so that you can use it as the central hub in your home theater setup. That's not to say that you couldn't connect your TV's audio out to this receiver's X-in jack for better sound, because you can do that. Halfway of our listed number 3. Peachtree Audio Nova 300. Another amplifier is aiming right at the balls of the established order of high-end consumer electronics. Out of the gate, that last statement might seem a little crass, but by the end of this I hope to, at least partly, justify it. Peachtree Audio website has been looking to exploit the high-end audio market's major weaknesses for over a decade. Many of the long-heralded brands we have come to know and love have been slow to adapt to the changing marketplace, either out of fear of losing their die-hard fan base, or just for lack of understanding how the markets are changing. The leading minds at Peachtree have been a guiding light for many to follow with their groundbreaking products over the years. Their Nova series has garnered many press awards, magazine covers and industry accolades along the way. It would seem to most that Peachtree could do no wrong. So why not hold position? To the forward-thinking designers at Peachtree, the Nova series products should always be advancing, evolving, and looking better year by year. Not many companies can say they have done as much in 10 years to develop some of the most cutting-edge products ranging throughout a category. When Peachtree has sought out to continually reinvent its own wheels, most by comparison remain stagnant. For more information and price, check out the product links and description. Number 2 of this list. Marantz PM6006. Over recent years, Marantz has cemented itself as king of the budget stereo amplifier. And one of its most recent success stories is the PM6006 UK edition, which is currently our favorite stereo amplifier at that end of the market. Recently, it also picked up a What Hi-Fi award for its trebles. The 5-star PM6006 UK edition was originally priced at £469 but the price has been dropping over recent months and you can now pick up this fine budget amp for just £279 from a number of different retailers. It's a sensational amp, capable of a smooth, wholesome and musical sound. Build quality is excellent for the money and there's a solid selection of inputs at your disposal. For those looking to build a new music system or replace an old amp, this is the perfect place to start. You could even partner it with something from our list of the best budget hi-fi speakers. And coming in at number 1 of our list, NAD D 3020 V2 Hybrid. Essentially, this V2 is a slicker, classier looking version of the amp. It features the same glossy curvature and similarly chunky dial, yet somehow still it succeeds in making its predecessor seem dated. In fact, there's an argument to say this version of the D3020 is harking back to the past. Aside from its retuning and refining of the original, NAD has kitted the amp out with a moving magnet phono staged reflection of the rise in vinyl sales over the past few years. Otherwise it's more or less as was, with those turntable inputs sharing the rear of the unit with connections for optical, coaxial and RCA, the optional subwoofer out remaining alongside those for traditional stereo speakers, and Bluetooth also keeping its place. A bass boost is available via the amp's credit card style remote and, while the natural balance is far from lacking at low end, that optional increase is tasteful. It plumps up those bottom frequencies without softening or fatiguing the performance. I have included these product links in the description. You can check out these links for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.